this is 365801 and this is a reading vlog. So this is going to be a shamelessly ripped off version, hopefully it actually works, of Gavin from Gavin Reads It All, Snake Across My Bookshelves, which I have really been enjoying. And now that I actually have bookshelves, because this is a new acquisition for me, and it's full of my TBR, I can actually do this. So I'm going to try and see. It just looks like it would be fun. It didn't really sound like something I could do if I was doing it in my drawers. Sneaking across my drawers isn't really something, well, I don't know, maybe it is something you want to see. But yeah, I don't really think I could do it if I was doing it with the drawers, is how I have most of my collection. But everything that's read is in there now, and everything that's unread is up on these shelves. So this is my BL manga collection, and I really want to read the things that are on these TBR shelves. So I thought it would be fun to try and do a version of Gavin's Snake Across My Shelves. I have been a fan of Gavin for a while now, and I have also enjoyed him discovering Jet Lag the Game, which I've also been a fan of for quite some time. And they recently did a season in Korea, and they used the Snake game and the train network to play it, and I thought that was really fun that Gavin had combined the two to create this fun reading challenge, which I could actually do, which is great. So please do check out, I'll put a link down in the description, Gavin's channel, and especially the last episode for his vlogs of Halloween, where he does a version of it with some power-ups, which I am also going to include. Now, I've already done the number generator, and I know where I'm putting things, but if you want to know and understand a bit more, please go and watch that video. Give him likes, subscribe, and all of that. So yeah, I'm being shameless here, and I'm going to use this idea because it just seems like it would be so much fun. So let's put all of the power-ups on the shelves that they're going to be. I'm going to use the same system across the way, and hopefully that makes it so that I can actually do this. We're going to put the ghost, which means you can pass through the snake, on to shelf number 6. And this is my blue shelf. We've got a pumpkin, and that means I can carve out a slot in the snake. And the pumpkin is going to be on shelf number 14, which is my 7 Seas shelf. I really hope I land on this. One, because I'd get the power up, but also there's loads I would like to read from my 7 Seas shelf. Also, we have the hourglass or sand timer, and that's going to be on shelf number 15, which is another one I'd really want to land on, as it's my sublime shelf. There's loads on here I'd like to read. And of course we have the poison apple, which is going to be on shelf number 3, which is not too bad. I was really pleased about it because there's not too much I can read here that's really super long and complete, unless I add in my latest haul, which I may or may not do, just because it'd be quite good to maybe limit it. I think going for the longest or the most volumes might be something that I want to do. But I also, of course, want to try and get some spooky reads in. There is also the Manga Freakathon that's happening, and there's a bingo board for that. So a treasure hunt bingo board is always fun, and see if I can find some of the things for Manga Freakathon as well. Now, I already did the number generator for the shelf that I'm going to be starting on, and I'm actually going to be starting on shelf number 10. So let's go and have a look and see if we can pick a good starting manga to read. So this is shelf number 10, and unfortunately there's nothing really on it that's jumping out at me at the moment that would be good for a spooky read, or I mean, there's not a lot of spooky BL anyway, but just in terms of maybe thinking about the buzzword readathon as well, are there any violent words in here, and I'm just trying to think if any of them would constitute. I mean, there's a tyrant, but I don't have everything for that. And I don't know if there's anything that would kind of be in any way spooky. Because I do have a tendency to read most of my spooky things every Manga Freakathon, so I'm wondering what I should go for. I have to have a wee think about it. I just don't know. Okay, so the obvious choice for me would probably be Mr. Tiger and Mr. Wolf, just because it's got animal characteristics in it, and, you know, I guess it's kind of like werewolfy, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. But it is 2 volumes, which would be good, because then I could get it off the TBR. I don't know about that one, though. It doesn't sound very spooky in any way. This one, though, From Up Above by Sakuya Kurekoshi, is about someone who's reincarnated as an ancient priestess. But of course he's a high school boy. So maybe that would have some things that might be, like, it's got gods and stuff, so at least it's got supernatural beings. So, snake gods and things. So that's maybe one. The other one is this one called Love Share. This is by Aoi Kujo. And this is like a mystery rather than a fantasy. So like they're lovers, but one of them disappears and they have to kind of like find each other, I guess. Solve a lingering mystery. I don't know. Find his vanished lover. This sounds interesting as a mystery. This one sounds interesting as a like supernatural fantasy. So these are 2 that might actually be okay to do. About as good as I'm gonna get. Nothing violent in terms of buzzwords, and no swords or anything. But I do think, I don't know, either one of these would be kind of good for like kind of spooky vibes, or I'm thinking the mystery is more like Love Share. But From Up Above sounds interesting. So I might go with From Up Above. So that's, I think, the choice I'm going to be. If I don't like it, I can put it back and try Love Share. But let's go with From Up Above to start with. I've had these in my collection for so long, and I gotta say, the first time I've actually read, it really is the first time I've read the synopsis on the back of most of these, and they all sound the same. They sound horrendous. Some of them sound actually like scary in modern ways of thinking, because it's about like stalkers and not taking no for an answer, and being overly persistent and knowing everything about someone. And yeah, it's more like psychological horror than romance. Some of these, I do think that if you were to read it with that lens, you'd be like, wow, that was a really excellent psychological horror. Like, Get Out. But yeah, I think I'll go with one of these 2, but I'm going to start with From Up Above and see if I enjoy it. And then we'll see where we go from there. So this is my haul for this month. I have already filmed all my stuff, so that's going to be exporting just now, which gives me time, because it does take quite a while for my old computer to export. Plenty of time to actually read, so I'm going to see if I can get this first volume done. It is getting a bit late in the day, because of course Gavin would never start his vlogs in the morning. He always starts them later in the evening because he's already been doing something or going to the gym. So obviously I have to follow his example. It's no coincidence at all. It's 100% planned. But yeah, I am a little bit late in the day. But I have at least edited a video, and that is exporting. So yeah, I'm just wondering if there's anything in here that would be a good one if I then put them on the shelves. And I think there is, like, Tied to You. That's pretty bad if you're tied up. And A Reincarnated Warhorse, which I'm just now noticing is not exactly perfect. And I don't know if that's the way it's meant to be, or if it's the plastic. Anyway, we shall see. So I have read the first chapter of this one, and it starts off instantly with some kid getting struck by lightning and ending up in a hospital. And then 2 seconds later, everyone getting smacked. So they've got, I guess, injuries, wounds. I love the soul almost coming out. So what I did was I made a little, a very low, low energy little thing. Usually I just write it out. So this is actually a lot of effort for me, but this is the Manga Freakathon. So I can do hospital, and I could probably do wounded as well. I mean, he gets struck by lightning and then he ends up bashing his head against everyone else. So yeah, I could say those two. I think just for this first chapter. But yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. So he was a priestess in a former life, and he meets this guy who is basically a thundercat. As soon as he started describing it, I was like, that sounds like a thundercat. And so yeah, because of the translation, they've chosen to translate it as thundercat. I'm like, yeah, that was a choice. That was definitely a choice. So he needs to remember his true name from when he was a priestess, and that way he will get his mana returned to him, the thundercat, and they will both be free of whatever it is. Now, if it's a curse, then that would be great. If it is a curse, but he hasn't said he's cursed anyway. I don't think so. Yeah, he just wants his name back. It didn't say it was a curse. It just said that he had been sealed. But if he does use the curse, then that would be a third one from just this one. So yeah, I am just starting it, really. I ended up doing a little bit more work with my computer because it was a bit slow. So yeah, I will carry on with this, but I think I'll put some dinner on too. So I got to this part. He's talking about needing power, and to do that he needs to eat people. And he was like, "Oh, you eat people?" And he was like, "Only with thy permission." And I was like, "Yes, we love a consent king." Yeah, so far this is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get more, but yeah, it's very old-fashioned BL. There's no real BL in it yet, but it is what it is. We'll see. I'll keep reading. I have put on some fish cakes actually. So I'll have that with some mashed potato, and I don't know what else do I want to have veg with it. But I've got about 20 minutes because I'm going to take 30 in the oven. So we shall see what I decide to have. And I've got 20 minutes, and I'll see how much more I can read of this as well. So I have had a delicious dinner. I had fish cakes and vegetables. It was very tasty. Made me feel good, like I was being healthy. And I have now finished From Up Above by Sakuya Kurekoshi. And I have some good news and some bad news. Some good news, this was actually more interesting and plot driven than I thought. Bad news is it ended with a to be continued. But do you see a number 1 on this? Nah, me neither. Me neither. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you would get a volume and you'd be like, oh, this is actually okay. And then it turns out it's just the first volume and you didn't get the rest of it. So yeah, I don't know. Here's the plot. There is actually more plot in this. And this is quite a good image actually of the 4 main characters that this ended up being about. So yeah, we do have a young guy, Yuto, who is a high school student who ends up with this Thundercat kind of like attached to him, telling him that he needs to give him his like name, which is very Natsume Yujinsho, right? very Natsume Yujincho. And then they will no longer be together. But he needs energy, and of course, how does he get energy? He gets it from humans. But he won't let him eat humans, so there's only one way to get the energy. This is where the BL comes into play. Which I thought was quite funny. And he's got a friend from school, but there's some other things going on. Ooh, yeah. I don't want to spoil it, but it was really fun. I feel like it's one of those disappointing things when you don't get the whole story. But yeah, there's some questionable things going on. And I'm like, how did he get his energy? But also, damn, he's taking a little bit too much of his energy. So it made me laugh, and I did actually enjoy the very like early 2000s chibi comedy and story. I liked the balance was quite good, and the artwork was actually quite nice. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because a lot of the old June manga ones, especially like the pink bottom ones, they're just not great. And to be honest, this was one of the better synopsis. The fact that it does have some supernatural, I love that. I love a bit of the supernatural. I love a bit of traditional Japanese culture, any kind of history, paranormal type things, gods and stuff. I love how they're snake gods, but they have horns, and it's like, what do you call a snake god with a horn? It's a dragon. It's a dragon. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. So I did enjoy this actually, and I found quite a lot of things. So there was a hospital. They got wounded. There was talk of a costume. Brains, or talking about how brain activity works, and a lot of curses. So there was quite a few. So I think, if I get sewer and static on TV, then I'd have at least one bingo, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. So it does mean that I need to, this is my other low, like low tech way of doing this. I am on shelf number 10, so I do need to do a little number generator and see where I end up next. And I can probably go and get it just now because I have time. I'm editing another video, or I'm just about to start exporting it actually. It's taking me a little bit of time. The video I did before, the haul video, here it is. So I'm doing my Patreon exclusive one. So what I have is a haul video every month, but I also have a Patreon exclusive where I collate all of the clips of me opening things. So that's called the unboxing haul that I put on Patreon. And it's become more exclusive because I've not had the time to do as many reading vlogs, because all of those clips used to just end up in reading vlogs in the month. But now, I just very rarely actually do the reading vlogs that I'm supposed to. So they're actually pretty exclusive on Patreon. $1 a month if you like. Early access as well. So yeah, I am going to get that finished, but I think I should get a shelf number first, shall we? Obviously, which one is it? 1, 2, 3. Is it 9? I think it's number 9 has nothing on it. But yeah, I think number 9 is the one that doesn't have anything on it. So we'll have to try and avoid number 9. Or maybe number 9 is like a free space and I can choose anything from. That would be okay. And I can choose whatever I want. That's a good way of looking at it. But yeah, I would like to obviously land on these. But yeah, let's choose our number and get the number generator to do. Okay, so it was 12, which is probably the worst one I can get. Because it literally just, the one that I didn't want is 12, and I got 12. So it just is like straight across. So the chances of me, if I don't land on any of these power-ups, this is going to be a really short video. But let's go up to C12. So 1, 2, 3 up from that side. Let's go see what there is on shelf number 12. Wow, so I had to put on my light because it is quite dark outside now. And even with my big light on, I can't really see so much. Ooh, what to get? You know what? I think I already know what I want to read. Something that is spooky. Oh, there's quite a few, but obviously there's The Black Cat and the Vampire, and that's a 2-volume series. I mean, Lullaby of the Dawn is right there, but I have not been. Or Beaten Heat. I may be an Amiga, but I'm going to be an nah. Because there is the whole ears and stuff. I do think yeah, I think it's gonna have to be the vampire story, because it is Halloween, right? And it's a 2-volume one. This is by Nikkei Taino. So yeah, I got these for really good deals. I think I got them from World of Books. And yeah, I have no idea what it's about, but it has a vampire in it, and vampires are pretty gay. And a black cat. That's heavy and thick, so there's a lot more to it. So yeah, this is going to be my choice. So even if we did go straight across Kodansha, which is a shame, because I really wanted to get some Kodansha as well. I have been meaning to read these all year, basically since I got it. So yeah, I think this is a good choice. It's the choice I would have made if I could. But yeah, we're looking at that hourglass down there going, damn it. I don't know if we'll get them. This might be a very short episode, but yeah, this is my next choice. I'm gonna give this one a read while I do some more exporting of videos. So my computer is busy doing its thing. I've got one video being uploaded onto my channel and the other is exporting, so multitasking. Poor little old boy, he's struggling, but he's doing all right. My sister, when she was up visiting, she dropped off some gingerbread flavored chai latte, and because Gavin really loves showing us the drinks, whatever it is, I've got my mug. I put a spell on brew. Love it. That was from, what was it, B&M? Was it Home Bargains? I think it was B&M. And I did kind of want a wee sweet treat, so I'm gonna have to give this a wee go and see if it's any good. This was all I could find in my cupboard. Some scabby old biscuits. I really want some nice ones, and like a block of chocolate. But yeah, so that's my little snacks for this evening. I also have another Gavin video. It's the castle, the spooky castle. So this is going to be fun because it'll be challenges as well. I am enjoying this format with the challenge. It is very jet lag the game. And I had a little look at this first volume. I just love my cushions and stuff. They're so soft. Anyway, The Black Cat and the Vampire. I was like, oh, this looks cute. Let's have a little quick read. And the name of the character, I was like, oh my god. Yuki Hasegawa. Like, to no one else, this won't mean anything. But this is the name of one of the students I taught when I was in Japan, who I got on so well with. Like, we're best pals. Like, we got on so well. So yeah, he's like Yuki-kun. He was like just one of the best students I had. Like, he wasn't great at English, but he was great to be around, and he had such a fantastic attitude to life in general. So yeah, Yuki Hasegawa. I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy. Yeah, so this looks and sounds interesting. It's an all-boys boarding school. There's a vampire. There's a I love the English names. Jean-Michel. And I did have a wee start to this before I was like, I need a drink. And this lovely color image at the start, and it's all about vampires. And it just does look like one of these like atmospheric, slightly oppressive types of atmospheres, and he's talking about what it looks like, and then he's just like, I love it. It's like we're trapped here until the snow will melt. I love it. And And then he's in the cafeteria and they're talking about this apparent vampire attack in this all boys school. And then this guy walks in with his blonde hair and his like ridiculously aggressive mullet. This mullet could not be any more aggressive. So yeah, this is just me starting it. It already feels like something I would probably enjoy. And I'm hoping that there'll be a bite. Because that is one of the things to find in the Manga Freakathon. So, yeah, I might read a bit of this, but I might just enjoy my ginger edge chai latte and watch a bit of Gavin's latest video. I have been enjoying having all of these lovely vlogs. I think I still have half of the Sleepy Hollow one to watch. I got most of it watched before I had to go to work yesterday, so I've got the other half to watch as well. But I'm going to continue with this one. And then I think I will carry on with this book. So I finished watching the first episode of Gavin's Haunted Castle, which was very amusing. I would not be feeling well if I took 20 shots and then ended up on one of those vibration pads. Although the beer pong thing looked fun because the buckets were so big. Especially liked how proud of himself he looked when he made the random words from, what was it, Seance and Sensibility, love of pardon, to make sense. That was good. But while I was watching, I was also letting all of the adverts run through. So while my adverts, and because it's on the TV, they're like a minute. It's like 90 seconds or 45 seconds. They're really long. Anyway, I was watching all of the adverts because of course, and reading this at the same time. So yeah, it's very much all boys school. We're following Yuki Hasagawa, which just makes me feel weird. And he's like a transfer student, of course, transfer student into the high school section. And he's a scholarship student as well. So he's super, super bright, top of his class, and very good at studying and doing other things. And then, of course, we have this guy here who is Jean-Michel, who is the head of the school, like student council. And they have this weird tenuous relationship where Jean-Michel uses him for doing the student council business, even though Yuki is not on the student council. He's just a good student. He doesn't want to do the work and he doesn't really want to hang out with Jean-Michel, but he kind of coerces him into doing it and feeds him more food because he's got a bit of an appetite. But at the same time, we have this young man who has lost his memories of the night before. He has 2 puncture marks on his neck and he is tired, lethargic, a bit woozy, slightly dizzy, and kind of a bit out of it and kind of spacey for the rest of the day. And he cannot remember what happened. And so, of course, another student at school starts looking into vampires and talking about things that happened 20 years ago. And the atmosphere is starting to build, especially when you bring into the fact that some of the teachers were there 20 years ago and what happened, and there was a body found. And so that brings in a mystery as well. It's very cute. It's very sweet. Like, the art style is fun. The chibis are really gorgeous. I'm enjoying all of the chibiness. And there's a cat. A nice black cat. I love a good black cat. And there's this also, you know, like with it being an all boys school and the isolation, there's also this sort of sexual tension between individuals and this sort of I don't know, like the implication of things. Which, I mean, look at that wee face. He's so funny. Yeah, so there's definitely some, even in just this little section, it's interesting and it's definitely piquing my interest. And I would like to continue to read more, but I am feeling like I'm very tired, so I'm probably gonna go to bed. Have I got any more? I think I've just got, they were talking about brains, mainly because Yuki's so intelligent. They were saying he's very smart. And obviously they were talking about a bite. So we've got a bite here as well. So I don't think I've got anything else yet. And I don't know if I'm going to get anything else from it. We shall see. Someone goes missing maybe. I don't know. But yeah, not too much so far. And I am just going to go to bed because it is getting a bit late. And I want to go to the shops tomorrow early in the morning. So I do have to set my alarm, boo, and go, because it's gonna rain. We're having a storm hit soon. Also, it's a Grand Prix weekend, and it's in Mexico. So I'm not going to stay up and watch highlights or anything. I will just watch it tomorrow, and then on Monday. So yeah, Mexico. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Will Max like push them to the limits, the McLarens? I think he might. I don't really want to like be a Max fan and cheer him on, but I'm kind of cheering him on. It would be fun to see him become get the world championship after the year that they've had. So yeah. Anywho. I think I'm gonna go to bed, switch everything off and head up to bed and set my alarm and go early to the shops before the rain hits, because it is gonna be chucking it down for most of the day. And I think there's just a small window of maybe an hour or an hour and a half tomorrow morning when it's not gonna be raining. And I feel like that's when I should go to the shops. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here. What are we on? Chapter 2? I think we're only on chapter 2. Or maybe chapter 3? Let's see. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Chapter 2, I think. So yeah. Just really started it. So I've got a lot more reading to do. Hopefully I'll get it done tomorrow. But yeah, night, I'll see you in the morning. So good morning, it's the next day. I've got a very big mug of coffee and some peanut butter and honey toast. I also have Channel 4 up. I'm going to watch the Grand Prix qualifying. And while I'm getting bored, I'll start on this again. I did wake up very early. I set my alarm. The alarm went off. And then I checked my phone and the weather forecast had changed. So it's going to be raining until 4 o'clock today. So if I decide to leave the house, like I have enough food in the house. I don't need to go, but there's just a couple of things I'm missing. And they've got a special deal on with new jackets. And because it's going to be rainy and cold, I'm thinking I need a new jacket. And I'm fine with just going to Lidl and getting one there. Especially if they're giving me a discount. Thank you, Lidl Plus app. So yeah, I'm thinking I will go, but I'll go at 4 in the afternoon, which will give me time to get this done and to get my videos up on Patreon. So, because I need to do the thumbnails, but they take me 2 seconds. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy my toast and peanut butter and honey and watch a bit of the Grand Prix qualifying. So I have now finished volume 1. It's taken me quite a while. It's like, it is now like 2 in the afternoon. I did watch the qualifying. It was kind of exciting. It was like, who's gonna get it? Loved that Hajar got such a good time for quali 2. But also, ooh, the Ferraris being up there. Obviously Gavin will be happy about that because of Charles Leclerc. I am happy because Hamilton is up there. Um, because oh my, they've just had the worst two races previously with all the lifting and coasting. So the fact that they're up there means at least that they're gonna end somewhere in the points. Fingers crossed. I say that now, jinxing them probably. But yeah, it's good to see that there's cat amongst the pigeons. Max was not happy with his pace. Oscar is nowhere to be seen. That is shocking. So I don't know how it's going to go. You will know by the time that this comes out. But yeah, that'll be for tomorrow. The weather has actually improved. And I'm wondering, should I go to the shops? The thing is, if I go, it's like a couple of hours and I'm going to be back in the dark. But I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to be working every single day for the next week. 7 days straight. Ugh. But I have enough food in the house to do me today. So, I mean, I can even make a lovely soup, and I feel like that's maybe what I'm in the mood for. I might fry some rice up. I've got lovely, like, rice things, so I might maybe just make fried rice for lunch, and then make, like a hearty chicken and rice soup or something. I've got all this veg, and I've got loads of mushrooms. So I can make like a mushroom taco thing. I'm just wondering what like food I need to use up before it goes bad, and what do I actually need? I'm out of butter. Well, margarine. I'm out of that. And also I have yogurt, but I have discovered that the dairy-free yogurt is just gross. It tastes gross. I want Greek yogurt. I want real dairy, damn it. Um I know it's not going to be good for me though. That's the point. But yeah, I think I might just stay in, even though it has finally stopped raining and it looks like it's okay. I checked the weather forecast again and it's like, yeah, for maybe 45, 50 minutes, and then we might have another shower and then it's going to stop again. So it's not going to be like 2 or 3 hours worth of no rain. So I might just stay in today, which is not what my plan was, but it's what I might do. Especially because I am enjoying this now. So I finished volume 1, Nikkei Taino's The Black Cat and the Vampire. This is not clickbait. I'm ruining but that was the whole thing. So there is a twist. It's a twist that I saw coming. And then there's another twist that I also saw coming. The biggest twist for me was, if I can find it, is that there's more than one black cat. Oh, that's me spoiling a little bit, but not too much. So, I'm trying to remember what I said about this. So we have Yuki Hasegawa, the namesake from one of my favorite students, and Jean-Michel. And Jean has professed his affection for Yuki. Yuki's like, guys, together? He's very much like that. But he's open to things and he's genuine, and they have a real connection starting to build, even though he's like kind of standoffish. He comes into the school, Yuki, purely to just learn and do well in school. That's what he's there for. That's his viewpoint. But he's not negative about it. He's not even standoffish. He's just serious and honest, and that's his driving goal. So he doesn't put too much effort into making friends. If he feels that that's important, he would. But at this point in time in his life, he's like, I'm here to learn, and I'm enjoying learning, and that's what I'm doing. So when he does have to interact with Jean-Michel, he is understandably a little bit about it, because he's taking him away from what he's there for as he views his goal. But he is still at least polite and nice about it. But there is a little bit of growing connection between them, but there's things happening. Now, I don't know how much to say, but I gotta love that there was a big moment of reveal, then there was another big moment of reveal, and then at the end of this volume there was another moment of reveal. I did see the final one coming. I was like, okay, but then I also by reading it, you pick up a bit more, which made me more and more convinced that the reveal at the end was going to be the reveal at the end. Um, I just don't want to give anything away because this is actually fun, and I also really like it because it is a boarding school all boys setting, which is such a traditional part of boys love manga. If we look back at the year 24 group in the 70s, and we've got Kaze Toki no Uta and The Heart of Thomas, these were traditional in sentient stage BL set in all boys boarding schools in vaguely European settings, sometimes in very isolated ways. And this is giving that. It's giving that as well. It's isolated. It's all boys. It's almost gothic in the architecture. There's a structure to it. The uniforms, like it's giving year 24 homage, and I really like that about it. I also think that the dormitories and the boarding school settings are things that have a through like it's like a thread throughout history, throughout BL, throughout time, that there's story set because it's a place, it's a setting that mangaka have revisited and probably want to revisit because of that sort of nostalgia, because of that connection to the original BL stories of yore, as it were. And so, we're in the 2025, so it's like 50 years now. Think about it, it's oh my god. It's like 50 years of BL. Oh my god, have we had 50 years of BL? Shit, we have, haven't we? And those are the stories. I need to find the exact years when Kaze no Uta and Heart of Thomas. I'll need to go and get my Heart of Thomas. It's in one of the drawers. Um, but yeah, that's like, my God, it's like 50 years of BL boys dormitory or boarding schools stories. Isn't that crazy? And this is just part of that history within a literary tradition. I think after 50 years you can say there's a literary tradition, which is, taking BL very seriously. So I like that as well, that it's harkening back to these settings, and the atmosphere and the tension is really great in these kinds of settings because the children in high school, they're at that age when they're on the cusp, very coming of age type stories. But you also have the imbalance between the parental time and the non-parental time. And in Japanese settings of high school anyway, there's a lot more compared to Western stories or even just Western life in general. As a Japanese high school student, you're going to spend more time with other kids your own age, senpais, kohais, and your own cohort than you are with adults. And if you're then put into a dormitory or a boarding school, it's heightened even more. So there's a lack of parental guardianship, and it's almost like, like Lord of the Flies. There's that sense of you police your own type thing. You monitor your own, you regulate your own. So student council presidents like Jean-Michel, it become even more important within the society of the school. So yeah, there's the tensions, the lack of parental guardianship, the structures, hierarchical social structures, as well as big personalities, hormones, and all of that thing kind of going on. So they're great settings, and so I am enjoying this a lot. But I am kind of hungry before I move on to volume 2. But I have already got vomit, a bite, so that gives you a wee bit, and brains were talked about as well, but not terribly much else. I mean, I could say I'm not sure if it was midnight, because he didn't specify. It was at night time, but it wasn't midnight. But yeah, not much else. I keep looking for mushrooms in like soups and on breakfast plates and stuff. I have not found them yet. But I don't think I'm gonna get much else either. We shall see. Missing. But yeah, I'm gonna have something to eat, I probably won't go out. I feel like I really want some sweet treats, but maybe I could just make some. Like, I've got eggs, flour, sugar, vanilla. I could just make some like cupcakes or something. That would be nice. And I wouldn't have to leave the house. And I'm probably going to put the heating on because it's about 6 degrees, which is very cold. And I wouldn't be surprised if in like half an hour it starts raining again. So I'm going to make something to eat and carry on reading. And then we'll pick the next one. Ooh. So I put my washing on and my egg is fine. It just wasn't aesthetic. It just popped, so it's there. Just a bit of fried rice. I've got a wee drink as well. I'm gonna eat this while I edit my thumbnails. So yeah, I'm still here in the same spot. I have got some ambiance on, and I've finished volume 2 already. So, I mean, I say already, it feels like today's super long, but it's not. It's because the clocks went back last night. So every time I looked outside, it felt like it was later in the day. So I was like, oh, well, I don't have much going on. It's not even 6 o'clock yet. And it's so dark. I've had to close the blinds, put the lights on. Like, it feels so much later. It feels like it's 8. It's not. It's not even 6. Oh my god, winter is here. Anyway, my next book choice will be soon. The Black Cat and the Vampire. It is a happy ending, but I have to say the first half of this, like, it's kind of trauma-y. It's a lot of, like, there's 2 very distinct sad romantic stories. You kind of really get the impact of not only finding out about the vampires, but also in this particular setting in this story, the vampires have particular kinds of powers, and it's based on the individual, but there's like certain kinds of powers, and unfortunately that doesn't bode well if the vampire is also in love with a human, because of the way that those powers work. It often becomes very much a forbidden love, because in being together, it does cause, like, it cancels out some things, and so it's very difficult for a human and a vampire to be in a relationship. So yeah, that makes it a little tricky for our little boy Yuki here, and Jean-Michel, the gorgeous head boy, for how it is. But it is a nice story, and it does end well, and it ends on an uplifting note. For some, I would still say that the teacher, this is a side note, but if you get to this and if you've already read it, you know, the teacher story's still sad. Like, he's a poor boy, a poor ageless boy. I mean, he's a man, but it's also like he's kind of in a very difficult position. But the rest of them are doing well, so I guess that's fine. What I really loved about this is the chibis. The chibis are great. I wonder if I can find some. There's a lot of like seriousness in this one, so there's less chibiness going on, but the chibis are cute. Isn't he cute? And I really do like how they're portrayed and the way that they're drawn. It's very reminiscent of other mangaka as well, but I'm trying to think who exactly. So yeah, I'm very much a fan of this art style, as well as how pretty they make the boys. This is very much a beautiful boy type story. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute, and it was sweet, and it was sad. But it was also very nice, so I'm very happy about it. I also got a couple more things in my bingo board for the Manga Freakathon. I got Missing and Broken Glass, but I still don't have a bingo, which is what I would like to be able to get before the end, before I crash my snake. I did have some more chai gingerbread chai latte. Very nice. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to get our fourth volume and also our next shelf. So I'm just wondering what I'm gonna get. So let's do a wee spin, shall we? So I just did it and it was number 9, which is the shelf with nothing on it. So I did say if I do land on it, we'll just ignore it and we'll go back and do it again. Or I could just pick something that I want to read. And I kind of feel like that would be a good one to do, to just pick anything on any of the shelves, because this is like my shelf with nothing on. I could just pick something from any of the shelves. And then I'd have to go up the way. It is very dangerous to have a line right across and to not have landed yet on either of the power-ups. Because I feel like if I get 9, then I'm gonna end up getting something down here and crashing instantly. So do I pick another number and hope that I get a power-up? Or do I just go for number 9 and it's a free choice? I feel like I should go by the spirit of things and go up one and just do free choice. I mean, it's sad, but it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, I still have, if I'm on number 9, I still have all of these numbers to be able to go to. Which, yeah. But, you know, if I landed on, I could land on 3, I could land on 6. I could carry on afterwards. I feel like that's a good one to... a good one to do. Anyway, let's go and see what's on my shelves. And pick a good one, maybe? I think so. So this is where we were on 9, 10, 11, 12. So we went 10 to 12 to 9. So 9 is just my... my thing. I could pull it from here. Oh, no, that would be... Oh, this is full of stuff. But it's not been updated for ages. It's not been updated for ages. Oh. Well, I want to see what would I pick? Would it be a spooky one? I Can't Stop Loving You. Oh my god. That's up there. That's on the Poison Apple shelf. Which is the longest one, and technically, because Kazuna's up there, but it's not the full set, the longest complete thing to read is either Selfish Love, Thunderbolt Boys, or I Can't Stop Loving You. I wasn't planning on using this, but technically it's on here and you're supposed to choose something that's on the shelf, right? This is even better. This is even fun. I did not realize my magic crystal ball would tell me maybe that's another one, magic crystal ball. Okay, so I didn't know about this. This is a Kitty Media one. Like, I've hardly ever, if I was going to choose anything from Kitty Media, I would have chosen Poison Cherry Drive, just because it's got the word poison in it, and that's it. But I didn't know. I think this is supposed to be, yeah, like ghosts and stuff. So Kyoji is a Buddhist exorcist. Although he can't see ghosts, his best friend and lover Yu can. So this is like a ghost story. I didn't know this at all, but I saw it being referenced on, is it BL Library on Instagram? They put up a post of things to read that have spooky things in BL. So I guess we're reading this. And this is a 2-volume series. So I guess we're reading from the poison apple shelf. It also has poison in it, so that's maybe a good reason why. But we're gonna do this one instead, which is a ghost story. How weird! I did not plan on using this at all, but there we go. It's chosen me a ghost story. I feel like this is fate. Yeah, I guess so. So I've finished this now, this first volume of I Can't Stop Loving You by Ro Takakura. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Considering it was made in 2003, or at least published in 2003, which means it was being written probably 2001, 2002. It's not bad. It's kind of episodic. I do kind of wish they were not high school kids. I do kind of wish they were like university college kids. But it's just a bit easier to deal with than they are in their third year, but still. Anyway, we are following Kyoji, who is this like 6 foot tall, long haired, beautiful male model slash I don't know, exorcist monk in training. Like, he's not an actual male model, but he appears to be like no high school third year looks like this man, and he's a man. It's ridiculous. And he is with his best friend, best childhood friend turned lover, Yu. And he's obviously training to be an exorcist, so he has to do odd jobs of an exorcist. So he has to exorcise ghosts and things. Except he can't see them. The person who can is you. You can see them. So the two of them make a good pair in that respect. The only trouble is that they're wanting to take their relationship to the next level and have sex. But it turns out Yu is like superhuman in strength. So he keeps like accidentally injuring him, so nothing actually happens. So that's like a running joke with this first volume, is them trying to actually consummate their relationship. And Yu, I'm gonna say, is horny AF, whereas Kyoji is much more like, well, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's just take it as it comes, you know, don't want to pressure you in any way. Whereas he's like, yeah, no, I want you to fuck me. But then there's also like ghostly stories, and I quite like it because, like a lot of the stories that I enjoy that have that sort of episodic ghost thing happening, I do enjoy it. It's very much like you know, Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window is the obvious choice, but also I'm guessing the one that I thought of, which was the noisy roommate one, which I've only read volume 1 of, but I got volume 2 of. If I was to land on the... Oh, I don't think I can. Well, I don't know if I can unless I get a ghost, or... I don't know. If I get some of the power-ups, then I'll be able to read it. But it's on the Kodansha shelf, so I won't be able to read it unless I get a power-up. Anyway, this first volume didn't really give me a lot. But what it did give me was Wounded, because he keeps hurting him when they try and have sex. It gave me TV Static, because they went to a live ghost show, and they were sitting in the crowd, and there was all of the screens went staticky. So there was actual TV static, which I was quite pleased with. But yeah, it didn't really give me much else. In fact, I'm not really getting much else. I mean, to be fair, I just need to find a sewer. And then I would have a bingo. I wonder if there is a sewer. I mean, it's one of those things I'm just not, like, actually paying attention to. Like, is there a road? Like, I can see people walking and stuff, but I don't actually see roads. and then I'd have to see a sewer on a road. I'm not really seeing them. Yeah. So I don't think I have one yet. Not yet. But this is just the first volume, so we'll continue on. now that I know the characters. There is like definite issues with pacing with this. This is Ro Takakura's first ever full tankobon following the same story, so she'd done one shots up until this point, and this did as did so many started off as a one shot that then became a running series. So yeah, I still have obviously volume 2 to read, but I might go up and have, I mean, does that full ass man, male model, no, like, does he look like a third year, like a senior in high school? I don't think so. But yeah. So we'll see how the story ends up going, and if I can find a sewer in some way, then I would have a bingo, which would be great. Is there any other bingos I can almost get? A nightmare in a cult, a black mold police, mushrooms. If I get mushrooms and then use the free square, I would be able to have. So there's a few different ways I could get a bingo. I don't need to get a blackout. I'm not on the hunt for a blackout. Just hunting for a bingo. So I have this one to read next, but I do think I will have a bath. I've got like bubble bath that's albus oil, so maybe it'll help with my sinuses and stuff because it's cold and damp, and it has started raining again. Hopefully tomorrow morning it'll be brighter. Maybe I'll go and get some like pastries or something. That'd be nice. Treat. Not that I need it, but just because I feel like I didn't really get much. I should have gone out and had a little bit of a walk today, but I was being very lazy. Yeah, and I do want to watch the Grand Prix tomorrow morning as well, so going for a walk early and then coming back and having some Grand Prix and pastry sounds fun. Anyway, I think I will have a bath with some of the albus bubble bath. Bubble bath with albus oil sounds great. Just help my sinuses a bit. Because it is maybe 8:15, something like that. So it's not too late to have a bath. So I think I'll do that. And then I can just read this in bed. And maybe see if I find anything. I don't think it's the whole story. I do think, yeah. I Can't Stop Loving You, comment, and then the best place postscript. So there's like an extra story. So I don't know how much of it is their story and then how much of it is another story. And if it's got a policeman in it, that'd be great. then I could maybe just find black mold. Black mold's hard to find though. So anyway, I'm gonna go up to have a bath. So it's almost midnight. I had my bath and I washed my hair and dried my hair and put my pajamas on, and I thought, oh, I'll come down and get a wee drink. And I had a pomelo. I'd have a pomelo. And it was like a red one, because the ones before I've had were white, so that was nice. And then I was just like, I still want something warm now, so I had a little gingerbread chai, and while I was doing that, I was actually watching some more of Gavin's New York vlog, because I've now watched the rest of the Sleepy Hollow one, and I'm about halfway through, and it's so upsetting to watch Gavin and Gabby be in Kinokuniya and go through the BL section and be so utterly jealous because there are things that can only be bought by proxy, or like, you know, you have to spend a lot of money getting them shipped from other places because you can't actually buy them in the UK. And this one on screen, see you whatever it is, see you later mermaid or something, that's one of them. They've picked up quite a few the Futekia ones or Manga Planet, but also some Anime International ones. Like, I can't buy them here. I have to buy them either through a proxy or have them shipped internationally, and even then some of them you can only buy in Kinokuniya. Like the first I think the first few volumes, like I think this one. So the only way to get them is like maybe go to New York. But I was like, I know you can probably get it in Los Angeles, Kinokuniya, but can you get them in the New York Kinokuniya? Now I know, and I know exactly where it is. So thanks, Gavin. But yeah, he's pulling all of these off and looking at them, and I'm like, oh, you can't buy them in the UK. Like all of this, so much of this BL you can get, but some of them you can't, and I'm like, okay, so now I'm saving for a. I don't even want to go to. I don't want to go to America right now. America is not the place to go. But how cheap is it? How cheap are tickets? Because I'm just thinking how expensive it would be to have all of these shipped. Even if I could, because some of them you can't. Kinokuniya won't sell them to me. So yeah, it was like, damn it. But it just made me laugh, but also made me go, oh, you could be buying these. You just pass them by. Like I would literally just save up my money and go on a New York trip. Because it looks great. The pizza looks great. Yeah, all the books, the parks. Like I want to go. It looks like so much fun. But oh my god, I would be in Kinokuniya and I would be buying all of these. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of a bit like, oh my god, Gavin, buy them. Anyway, does make me think that, yeah, maybe a trip to America, even though like now is not the time to go. But also at the end of October, right through until January, there is a pop-up animate shop in London, and I'm thinking maybe I could. I mean, probably for the same price of a ticket to New York, I could go down and visit and like maybe do a quick trip. But I kind of want to see what other people say about it. Like, do they sell some of their international, Anime International BL without a huge markup? And even if it did have a markup, like just being able to go into an anime and buy stuff, I kind of want to see what it's like, especially if it's BL and it's in English. Like 100%, I would take a little trip down to London. I have so much annual leave to take. Like I have to cover people at work, but I feel like a long weekend, or a couple of days, and just take maybe a couple of days off and be like, I'm away for a couple of days to buy some BL in London. I'd love that. I would love that. But also Kinokuniya looks so good. Anyway, while I was boiling the kettle and stuff, I did start volume 2. It's just as unhinged in its weirdness. Like, I just want to say the dynamic between these two is very odd. It is a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. But anyway, the police were mentioned, so I now have this one. Which means if I get black mold, I'll have a bingo. If I get a sewer, I'll have a bingo. And if I get mushrooms, then this free space in the middle means I could get a bingo as well. So, yeah, I'm still on the lookout for a couple more things. But I will finish my chai latte and watch a little bit more of Gavin in New York, not buying BL that I'm so jealous of being able to see in real life. I know I could probably get them, but having to get through a proxy, it's just a lot of hassle. And a lot more money. That's another thing. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna watch more Gavin, and then I'm gonna take this up to bed with me and set my alarm for tomorrow and see if I can go to the shops for a bit of exercise, because Gavin always goes to the gym, so I feel like I should get up and go for a walk in the woods as well. His woods are a little bit spooky sometimes, and I also have spooky woods near me too, on the way to places. So yeah, that's maybe a plan for tomorrow. So good morning. It is the next day. It's later than I want it to be. It's already 11. I don't know how that happened. I was also trying to get to sleep again last night and having difficulty. Sometimes my sleep patterns just get really bad. But I am all dressed and ready to go to the shops. But part of me's like, I don't know if I want it. Because it's on the other side of town, so to go to the shops, I need to walk quite a distance and then come back again. When I could just take a little walk to a local shop and get some stuff. But then also, if you're gonna go, may as well get the stuff you actually want and need, or just make do with what you've got in the house. And part of me's like, do I need to go? I need a coffee, so I'm gonna have to go have a coffee anyway. So I probably won't leave the house until midday, but I have to go to work at 3 anyway. So yeah, and I want to make soup before then. So yeah, I'm kind of debating about what my day is going to be. I keep talking myself out of leaving the house. I do this all the time. Maybe I should start going to the gym regularly like Gavin. Which my local gym is going through a refurbishment at the moment. So I was thinking when they have done the refurb, maybe that's when I will go. There is also another gym opening in the high street. And that is way too expensive. There's no way I could afford it. It's like 200 and something a month, something like that. Whereas I'm more the, like £30, £30 a month maybe. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for the kind of local council run gym to reopen, which will happen I think sometime in November. I think that's the time. Anyway, I haven't got too much further into this. He's been Koji's been arrested on suspicion of murder. So that seems like a big plot to just be like, oh, okay, just stop there. So yeah, I did try and read a little bit more. The main character has been arrested on suspicion of murder. But yeah, so I kind of think, should I continue reading and have a cup of coffee? Do I want to go? I kind of want a pastry. I kind of want to be naughty, but I don't want to be naughty. I could just have like a bowl of cereal. I've got a lovely cereal. It's nice. I've got some fruit. And I do want to make the soup, so I should like make my soup. I feel like that would be good use of my time today. And then go to the shops before work. So like leave the house half an hour or 45 minutes earlier so I can go and do my big shop. And that way I've got it at work and I just bring it home afterwards, which sounds like a plan. Not the plan I originally had going to bed last night, but then I didn't actually get to sleep until much later. I have spent the morning watching Grand Prix highlights. If you're a Ferrari fan, I guess if you're a Charles Leclerc fan, you're happy. He got on the podium and managed to, keep his place, which is good. But if you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, you're like, how come he, out of all of the wacky races, nonsense that was happening the first couple of laps, how come Lewis Hamilton is the only one that ended up with a penalty? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, he was like finally in a position where he could fight for a podium for Ferrari, and nope. Man. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I spent most of my morning doing. So I'm gonna have a cup of coffee because I haven't had one yet, and see how I'm feeling. Because I could go for a wee quick, like half an hour walk and get some pastries and a couple of messages but then maybe I should do that. I'll make the coffee and I'll see how I feel after that and read a little bit more, find out how long Koji's locked up. So while I've been having my coffee, I have just been reading the rest of this. So I have got to the end of the actual story
of I Can't Stop Loving You. And then this last section is The Best Place, which is like an additional one-shot story. I don't know how I feel about it. It's always interesting. One of the things I like is reading the mangaka's comments at the end, because you get a sense of the time period that they're writing in, as well as sometimes they talk about the trends. So here she's talking about, you know, having to do all the corrections and how long it's taken, and how she's sorry that she's not able to do more of the story, which does lead you to believe that they, you know, she's been asked to wrap it up, and then we'll stick a second tankobon out, and we'll, you know, add one of your one shots into it, in that way that will pad out the tankobon. So she wasn't even allowed to continue writing like one or two more chapters to be able to, you know, have another couple of months worth of work. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame when you get these kinds of little things. And then also about how the dynamic is, and that's something that they talked about a lot at that point, because they were having to explore it. It wasn't something that they was just set in stone. Like nowadays you'll get, you know, cutesy tops and manly bottoms, and that's something that we've come to like not necessarily expect, but there's a variety. And having very girly bottom characters and incredibly manly top characters. I mean, Yu was just progressively being drawn more and more feminine, but that was kind of the thing. But she's talking about the dynamic in terms of Yu pursuing Koji and being the aggressor of their sexual relationship, being the one that, in her own words, is a strong and horny bottom. So it's kind of interesting that dynamic is what's seen as progressive at the time that this is being written. So yeah, I do enjoy these little sections at the end, reading through them, because it does give a sort of insight into the time period. And when I say time period, I really do mean it. This is like early 2000s, and it's 2025. So that's, you know, like over 20 years ago. And over 20 years ago is sometimes seen as historical. So, like all this like early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s fashion coming back, and I'm just like, oh my god. And hearing Gen Zers or alphas being like, I just love it, so historical, and you're like, what? For me anyway. But yeah, so I'm going to read the rest of this, and then I might pop to the local shop just for a little something, and also just to get out. It's a bit breezy, but I don't think it's going to rain, so just to have a bit of something. But of course, if I finish it, then this might be the end of the vlog, which would be kind of boring, but it will be what it will be. I mean, so far I've got 10 to 12 to 9, so I've only been on 3 shelves. It's not much of a snake, but if I get anything below 9, then I'm kind of scuppered. And yeah, most of the things I want to read is below 9. So I don't know. So I'm going to read the rest of this, finish my coffee, and we'll see what number I pick and if my snake is going to crash. So I have now finished I Can't Stop Loving You. So this is my 5th one. And I found a mask right at the end. So this is my bingo board for the Manga Freakathon. I'm still not. Oh wait a minute. Was there an axe? Was there an axe? Was it in here? Hold on. Let me just check. So I didn't find axe, but I did actually find like a broomstick. So he's sweeping the yard, and it appears more than once. So I'm going to count that as a broomstick. I mean, it's not a broomstick in the traditional sense, but it is something that's used to sweep. So I feel like that should count. So I'm going to put that there as well. So I just need to get an axe or a cult or worms for a bingo. Anyway, so I did finish the extra story, The Best Place, and it was actually pretty good. It was like a 2-chapter one, and I feel like this was quite well done because it was fast paced, so it was really easy to get into the story. Basically, we follow someone who returns home after his father's passed away, needing an inheritance, needing the money because the reason he left and was like disowned and estranged from his father was because he'd been in a relationship with this a wrong'un who had put him down as a co-signer for a debt which he now has to pay. So he needs the money to pay off this debt that his ex-lover has accrued. But when he gets there, he finds this other guy there who is now the adopted son of his father. So yeah, they end up having a sort of fractious adopted brothers kind of relationship, when one of them has all of the inheritance and the money and the other one needs it to pay off a debt that isn't actually his, and is feeling kind of sorry for himself. So yeah, you kind of wonder what's been going on with them. They do end up having sex, which is enough for the main character to kind of come out of his emotional slump. Like, he's been cured. He's feeling better about life. And then when the ex shows up because of the money, he's like, no, I don't love you and I don't want you anymore. And it turns out the guy had a crush on him the whole time, and he was, yeah, just having a relationship, so he's happy to be with him now. So yeah, the guy who he was with is like, ugh, and this shirtless number, no. It's just not it. It's just not it. I love the fact that the guy was like obsessed with him because of the smell of his room, and he wanted to smell him. It was interesting, but actually I quite enjoyed it. And yeah, so that's another volume down. I mean, considering I haven't gotten a bingo yet, I feel like I'll move this out of the way. I've done not too bad, but I do think it's time to see. Now, I technically read from the 3rd shelf, but I did land on the 9th shelf, so I'm thinking we should still be like on the 9th, go from the 9th shelf somewhere, because that one, it gives me more options. But it's not a lot. Like, I'd like to land on 6. 6 would be good. 6 would be good. But I would not be surprised if this is it. And my vlog is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 volumes, but 3 series. You have to start somewhere with your Snake Across the Shelves. But I have been enjoying this, and I've read things that I wouldn't necessarily normally like, From Up Above and I Can't Stop Loving You. Those are 2 that I would not have chosen for a TBR for October, whereas the Black Cat and the Vampire is 100% what I would have chosen from my shelf to read for spooky season. But yeah, I've got quite a few shelves, but chances are I'm not going to get them. And the thing is, the power-ups are down here, so the only power-up I can get is 6. So I doubt I'm going to get it. So yeah, we're gonna pick that number and see what we get. And then we'll come back. So I just so we got 5. So this is continuing. I was kind of like, am I going to go to the shops just now and get something, or am I going to make soup, or like, what am I going to do? Or is this the end of the vlog? A very boring vlog. And not to say that it's not going to end up being very boring, but I live to read another day. And we're now in shelf number 5. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go and pick something from shelf number 5. I don't even know what's on that one. So let's go up and see. Okay, so this is 6, so I just missed out on getting the ghost. But we didn't crash yet. Would have loved this shelf. Would have been great to get 8. But 5 it is. I Shall Never Return, Yakuza in Love, Spicy but Sweet, Naughty but Nice, Seduce Me After the Show, Red Blinds Foolish, Hate to Love You, Spring Fever, Freshman, Rough Love, Say Please, Tough Love Baby, and a new acquisition, Tengu Jin by Sumimo. This is an Aurora title. Humans, more gods and stuff, which does seem like probably the most relevant. Not Freshmen. Oh. Rough Love. There must be a werewolfy thing, or Sheba, the once beloved dog, comes back in the form of human. Oh, of course he does. Yet with dog ears and a tail intact. Someone's kink is showing. Okay, so kind of animal stuff. Is this something? A pianist. That's right, I've half read this one, but I have not finished it. Love Me Sinfully. Allure. What's this one about? Nah. Junk. Of the human genome. Any purpose, the rest is known as junk. A sole survivor of nuclear attack. Ooh. This might be more like action-packed, but I might manage to get things like sewers and stuff like that. The Judge, Last Portrait, Lies and Kisses, Empty Heart, White Guardian, Crimson Wind, Your Honest Deceit, and then The Rushes. I think that the one that most is maybe spooky-ish is either Junk, which seems like a post-apocalyptic type thing, sci-fi, or this one, which I think they only had one volume of it. It says volume 1 on it, but I don't know if they had any more. I don't think they did. And this is just one that I just picked up because it's not BL, but it's by a BL author. So that means it's kind of BL. They might have an axe, I don't know. Maybe there's sewers, I don't know. I think this is my choice. I think Tengu Jin is my choice by Sumimo Yumeka. So yeah, which means I do think I'll go to the shop that's local to me for a quick walk and pick up like some bread and margarine and things like that before I start this. So I'm getting out and about. I might go to the other shop before I go to work. But I might not, just because. I might do that tomorrow. Okay, so this is my choice. Well, we still haven't crashed. That's actually a surprise. I was convinced we were going to end up somewhere down here, which would mean we would crash. But we still haven't got any power-ups. No power-ups for me. Yeah, this is what we're going to read. So I went to the shops and got a little like birthday slice thing. Anyway, and lots of other stuff. I've made my soup, so I've got a little bit of soup to take to work with me, and a sandwich. Made all that so that I can have something to eat if I have the time. It will be quite busy at work today, just because it's like the new term, so it's just the way it is. But I've got maybe 15-20 minutes before I need to go, so I'm having a cup of tea, cake, and I'll give this a wee start. But I probably won't get too far into it. If I do, I'll let you know what it's about. So I am now back from work. I put on some joggy bottoms so I can be all comfy. I've got a sandwich because I didn't get to eat it. I did eat my soup, but I didn't have my sandwich. And I've got another gingerbread chai latte because I really like it. And I'm going to give this a bit more of a read. And I've got my little Manga Freakathon bingo board as well to see if I can finally get a bingo. Maybe Tengu Jin will get it. I'm also taking part in sprints. This is like the volume 1 wrap up sprints with Chloe and Bizarre. Obviously Bizarre is doing the Manga Freakathon, so I'm joining in and chatting about that as well because they're doing a bit. Now this did arrive in they said they put it in the box and I checked the box and it wasn't there, so I went out the back and they'd put it in like one of the bins. Just like, there you go. But luckily it's plasticky, so it's, even though it's chucking it down, it's not going to get wet. So I will open this tomorrow when it's a bit more light. So look forward to whatever that is. I don't know what it is. And I also did buy some more manga. I couldn't help myself. And maybe some KJ Charles. I love KJ Charles. So I got a couple of those. So they'll be winging their way to me. So yeah, I think November haul is going to be too big. Massive. Really big. So yeah. This is going to be part of it. So far I have one volume. This will be the second one. But I think there's going to be more. Anyway, so that's to come for tomorrow or something to do. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading this, having a wee snack. I know it's quite late. It's like 10:30, but I do need something. I probably shouldn't be, but I'm going to. And then just listen to these guys chatting and then maybe do a bit of reading as well. So yeah, I'll check in probably tomorrow before I go to work. And, I mean, this might end up being the last thing I read because what shelf are we on? Shelf 5? What did we go from 9 to 5? Yeah, I mean, chances of me getting lower in the board is super high. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to read much more for this vlog. We shall see. I haven't got a single power up. Or even the poison apple. So, yeah. So, I've now finished. It's quite late, actually. I'm probably going to have to go to bed. I think they've got about 10 minutes left of this sprint. But, yeah, I finished it. So, Sumomo Yumeka. It is very BL coded, actually. And it's also incredibly odd and strange. The whole first half is like a mixture of like futuristic mixed with gods and Tengu and all that kind of stuff, and supernatural. Yeah, it's very odd mixture of like very hyper modern, but in a sort of dystopian way, and also mixed with like gods of yore. It's very interesting. And then the next part, this from Act 3, this is like going back in time and where these characters were prior to what's going on here, in a historical fantasy type setting, but also like Japan of old with all of the gods. So it really does, like, the gods and these characters are the ones that recur, whether through reincarnation or or they are just exist all this time. So yeah, it's just very interesting and odd. I didn't get much. I got a mask again, obviously, and another broomstick, and I think that was it. I thought maybe I'd get an axe, but no. Swords, and some other things. Yeah, so I didn't get anything else. Never mind. But I really did enjoy it, and it was really interesting. So I'm kind of wondering, how many volumes did Sumimo Yumika actually do? And I know I looked it up before, but I can't remember. And also, for being another big yawn, for being an old title, it's so interesting. It's just weird. I'm like, I want to know what happens. So yeah, another one done. I don't think I'm going to pick my next shelf until tomorrow, because if I pick now and we crash, that's it. But if I pick it tomorrow morning, and I crash, then well, I can do a quick wrap up. But yeah, it's probably 1 in the morning now. I can't remember. It's definitely after midnight, so I think it's time for me to go to bed. So I'll probably just do a quick. See, 3 yawns. That's it. Definitely time to go to bed. I'll do a quick little bye to the guys who are all doing their sprints. I do enjoy being able to do sprints, but it is like 1 in the morning, and I have work tomorrow. And I need to find my lip balm. My lips are dry. Yeah, I'm very tired, and I'm going to go to bed. So, we will crash the snake tomorrow, probably. That's what's gonna happen. Where else am I gonna go? I mean, what shelf am I on? 5? Like, the choices are not that great. So we'll see where we end up, but probably crashed. So yeah, 6 volumes isn't too bad for a vlog, right? I will check in tomorrow. So good morning. It is the next day. I have an almond croissant and a cup of coffee, and this is my wee stack. We are going to pick our next number, which might be our last number. But before that, we do have a little package to open, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to do this today in the morning rather than last night, because I do want to open this, see what I got. So yeah, let's open this little package first. So this package, I'm thinking I will need scissors. I think is one that I got off of eBay for more than I really wanted to spend, but it's difficult to get in the UK. There we go. So yeah, it came from America. From America. Let's see. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Oof. Oof. That's a price. $24. $24.99. So that's pretty high, right? For one that I just can't seem to get here though in the UK. Ta-da! Is it wrapped? Is it? Yeah. So it's kind of new. The wrapping's not exactly, but that's because this actually came out a while ago. And if you pre-ordered it from certain sites, you got it. But not all the pre-orders were fulfilled, apparently. So the amount that came over to the UK was lower. And then you just couldn't get it at all. It was out of stock everywhere. And I was like, oh, well, it'll get a restock at some point. But as we've noticed, June Manga is not restocking and not republishing and not communicating very well. So everyone within the BL circles is starting to become concerned that they are now out of business. And this is one that I did not have. In fact, I might have them all now that's published. Physically, the BL manga. I'd have to check exactly, because this is something I do need to check. Because if it is, then I've just completed a publisher, if they are no longer publishing. And even if I haven't, then that's me up to date with a publisher, which is really exciting and rare. It's super rare for me to be up to date with a publisher that's ongoing. I've never done that before. I don't think I have. I don't think I've actually done it. I think I've always, with the newer publishing stuff, I've always just been a little bit behind. But yeah, to have this is good. So yeah, this is all plastics. This is Emu Sotomoe. And this is not just Black Eagle in the Sahara. It's not just a 1-volume series. I think there is actually more to it, but of course, Junior Manga have just published this one. Yeah, I'm not sure it's the kind of BL of the Space, a short story series about a perverted alien who comes to Earth in order to research BL, and the 2 young men he ropes into helping him. Well, that would be a UFO, wouldn't it? So if I land on another Junior Manga shelf, maybe I could read this. But this is a story that I'm not sure I'm actually going to enjoy, about people who are forced into things. So yeah, it's that kind of a story. But yeah, this is just one of those slightly odd ones. I don't even know when this was published. It's been a couple of years, I think. But it's just been almost impossible to get in the UK. Every site, it just says out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. So even when it was being published, it was published instantly, went out of stock. And there's another one as well, I can't remember the name of it, but they keep pushing the publication date back, and so every time the publication date arrives, it says out of stock, until they re-release it saying, oh, actually, no, this is the new publication date. So yeah, who knows about Junior Manga? This is my PSA to go get some Junior Manga if you don't have them already. I'm going to go and have a look at see what they've got that they've recently released. But this was the last one that I just couldn't find anywhere in the UK. I couldn't find it in Europe. Honestly, tried eBay, it was not there. And then tried and tried again, and then finally it did come up. And there was two listings. One of them has gone down in price. But I just was like, just buy it. It's going to be more expensive. You're going to be annoyed. But it'll be in your collection. And if Junior Manga do go out of business, then at least you have a complete out-of-print collection. As much as possible. The only things you don't have from Junior Manga are the yaoi novels. The yaoi novels that are difficult to get. So yeah, trying to keep up to date with publishers. And this is one of the publishers that don't publish a lot, so I really should have. It's just this one eluded me when it was released. And now I have it. Now I have it. Is this the final volume from Junior Manga? Who knows? The last one I needed in my collection? Maybe. Anyway. So yeah, fun. Let's go on to the next book. Yeah. I'm going to put this on my haul shelf for the month of November, I guess. It looks so bare. Give it a couple of days. So it's going to be full again. It's going to be full again. Anyway, so we're going to do our probably final pick a number, and we'll see what we're going to get. Okay. Right. I don't think we crashed. Hold on. What? Right, move that out of the way. We got 8. So we got 8. So we didn't crash. Oh, what's on 8? I think this is a good shelf. I think these are all good shelves. So honestly, I was like, we'll probably get something down here and we're gonna crash because there's this giant line right across and I have no power-ups. So no, I guess we continue. I was all ready. Can you tell? To be honest, can you tell? I was all ready to be like, okay, so that was a great reading experience, had lots of fun. I honestly was like a nice little vlog.
I can edit it up, have it come up on Halloween. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know now. Right, okay, so my coffee will get cold, but it's fine. Let's take it up the stairs. Let's take the coffee upstairs and find out what's on shelf number 8. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, because that was number 9. Okay, we're on the yen press. We're on the yen press shelf. Yeah! I'm so excited. Oh, so many choices. So many choices. Oh, this is a great shelf. This is a great shelf. It's also quite a small shelf of, like, amount-wise. Of like the new BL I say new BL publishers. Yen Press has been going for a long time, so pre-financial crash. But at that point, they were just the only BL that they published was like Lily Hoshino, because a lot of the Lily Hoshinos at that time were actually like isekai fantasy type, and that's what their bread and butter was. And then they published, after the Lily Hoshino, something about a waning tale of the waning moon or something by Hyota Fujiyama, which was a 4-volume series, and that was kind of BL-esque, and both of those are BL mangaka. So after that, we got like nothing. So that's maybe why Yen Press, they're not new to the game of BL, but they took like quite a substantial break, or they just couldn't find titles that gelled with their at that point in time raison d'être. It was all about isekai fantasies. That's the whole point of their business model at that point in time. It was so many isekais, and if there's not enough isekai like that, like, I kind of feel like fantasy, that kind of fits. This kind of fits. But these are BL Shonen-esque. But yeah. The other reason why it's so short, like in terms of the numbers, is because most of the time when I get a yen press, I read it quite quickly. Stop that. Over you go. No, we're not looking over there. No, we're not looking over there. This is the main like section that I'm going to be looking at. I do want to read these. I still hold out some hope that I'll get an 8, 9, 10, and 11. I'm not going to. It's too difficult. And these guys I have more of, so this is a good choice though. The Betrayal Knows My Name. It's full of like gothic themes, and so yeah, perfectly good for but I kind of want to get all 8 volumes. I think getting all 8 volumes would be good. And New York, we're not even looking at. So we're going to look from here. And here we have Monster and the Beast Volume 4. Oh, and it's still got its plastic on. And I know I could get some things like Mushroom, maybe even an axe. I don't think I'd get things like a sewer, maybe. Midnight, maybe. I might get quite a few prompts by reading Monster and the Beast. But the thing is, it's a volume 4. So I would want to do a reread of volumes 1, 2, and 3 to be able to read volume 4. And you know what? I'm okay with that. So this is the first choice, Monster and the Beast. We've got these ones which aren't really tied to you. Is a webcomic that I've just picked up. And I need to add into the stacks the latest ones. But I do have the full thing. I don't know if I would get some of the things. This is the other option here. It's kind of a wolf. So it's like animal characteristics. Very similar to some of the things I've been reading. But this is like the second one because it's the fox-colored jealousy, and then kind of a wolf is the second one. Now, I have read fox-colored jealousy from Futekia, but I can't remember if I read this one. I think I did. But it's been a while. So yeah, this is another option. Another option is Associate Professor Akira Takatsuki's Conjecture, volumes 1 and 2. And I have read the light novel of this. So these 2 volumes are probably the first volume of the light novel. So that would be
And I know it's kind of spooky and it's like Monster of the Week type investigations, two people who are guys who are very romancy, very much my thing. This is like, yes, I need to get more of, but I also need to read it. And then we have Manner of Death, which is volume 2. It's just a 2-volume series, and I have already read the first volume. I would want to reread the first volume, but this has got death, obviously, in the title, so it's really appropriate. But it's also murder mystery. There might be blood and guts and gore, because it's got death, and the guy is, what is he? A coroner, so he has to do, like, autopsies and things like that. And I really want to read it. And honestly, this is a shelf where if I was making up a TBR for Halloween, there would be multiple things from the Yen Press shelf that I would be like, these are spooky, these are this type of atmosphere. The thing is, we are on shelf number 8, which means we've kind of painted ourselves into a corner, because I can't go down because we've been across here. I can't go up because we've been here. I can't go to this side because we've been here. So the only way we can go is like here. And that is, what is it? Shelf 1, 4, 7? Is that right? Yes. So I'd have to get 1, 4, or 7 out of 18 to be able to continue. So this is probably going to be our last shelf. I said that last time, but we landed here and I'm so excited. I don't know which one to go with though, because these are fantastic options. But part of me really thinks this is going to be the last shelf. Let's just read a 4-volume series, and let's finally read the last volume of Renji's Monster and the Beast. Because damn, if I don't have a whole lot of love for these characters. Monster love? Monster fucking? Oh man. I don't know, do they? I can't remember. I just think that they're super cute. He's such a great old man character. He's like, I had so much fun with them. So yeah, Cavill and Liam. Oh! I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, it looks super cute and shoujo-esque, but then you turn over and you're like, that is a big difference. So yeah, I'm trying to remember what happened. I've read the first volume so many times, the second volume less, and the third volume I think I've only actually read once. So I need to reread. And this is probably a good choice, Monster and the Beast. This is what I'm going to go for. So we're going to go get volumes 1, 2, and 3 out of the red drawers. So let's go back downstairs again. Oh damn it, I did bring my coffee. I need to take that as well. So let's go get the rest of this series. Although the other choices would have been good choices too. I really want to finish this one. Plus we end with a bang. Okay, I put the kettle on because my coffee is starting to get cold and I actually need to. So this is my Yen Press drawer that kind of houses all of the things that I have read already. So it's not even that big a Yen Press collection because, like I said, they haven't actually published too much. But there's a lot of ongoing long series that I don't have all of the volumes for yet. Like I Cannot Reach You, I need to get more of. Vampire and His Pleasant Companions, I need to get the rest of what's published. Sasaki and Miyano, there's a couple more volumes I need to get. Be My Worst Nightmare, love this one. Need to get the next 2 volumes. I'm up to date. Of course I would be. With the Otherworld's books Depend on the Bean Counter because I love it so much. It's my favourite. So yeah, here's the Lily Hoshino older ones. Or some of them anyway. Like I said, some of this stuff is School of Horns. Oh, I love that so much. I need to get volume 2. But yeah, let's get Monster and the Beast out of here. Give me a wee second. There we go. So I managed to get it. So these are the 3 volumes. They, as you can see, are a little bit slimmer than the one up the stairs because the 4th volume is thicker. But yeah, these are... ones that I'm quite happy to read again and I think would be quite good for the bingo board. Now, talking of the bingo board, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 prompts, treasures from the bingo board, and not a single bingo. 13! How is that possible? And one's a free space here in the middle, so technically it'd be like 14 because it's free space. And not a single bingo. How is that possible? So, yeah, I know for a fact that we might get cauldron, we might get midnight, we might get worms, we might get mushroom, we might get black mold, we might get guts, we might get axe, because they're in the wood a lot, we might get sewer, we might get cult. Because I'm convinced that Liam was in some sort of like cult-like thing. Like, how did he get his power? Like, the questions I have unanswered. How have I been able to live without knowing? So yeah, we're going to try and see if we can get through all of these and get some of these prompts so I can finally get a bingo. Because I do think this is going to be the last thing we end up reading for this video, so you're probably going to crash. So yeah, let's see if we can get a bingo before we do. I'm hoping that Monster and the Beast will be the one to do it. I am going to enjoy this, but I'm also going to enjoy my croissant, which has just been sitting there, and another cup of coffee. So I've only just really started this again, but I'm just loving it so far. Of course, I've got Wounded because of how it starts, but I've also got an axe already as well. I'm not too sure how this will help. Maybe we shall see. But yeah, just look how cute. They're so funny and so cute together already. I'm really enjoying this little reread. So yeah, hopefully I'll get some more of these prompts and we'll see if we can finally get a bingo. So I did get bugs, but I don't think that's a worm. I think it's a caterpillar because we've got crickets and a butterfly and like look at this little dude. He looks like worm, but I think he's a caterpillar. So I'll have to keep an eye out still for a worm. Although it was a shame to get bugs and not get a worm. So I have finished the first volume. We are following Liam and Cavo as they meet in the forest, a demon and, well, a monster and a beast. A middle-aged gentleman who seems to have a mysterious air to him, and the demon who he befriends, who is so much larger than him. And they go to a village and end up having pursuers, so they end up back in the forest again, and that's how it ends. I do love it. It's a great one. So this was volume 7, so I managed to pick up Wounded and Axe, but that was it. So there was some bugs, but they weren't worms, they were caterpillars. So yeah, bit of a shame. So I did put on some food, so I'm going to hopefully have something nice to eat in a bit. And maybe read some more. But yeah, I put on some dinner, so I'm kind of Hank Marvin at the moment. So it's actually the next day, and late at night, and I have already gone to work and come back. I did end up sleeping quite late. I want to say into this morning, but it was like maybe around midday. It was late when I actually got up and tried to get ready for going to work and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I can feel the week starting to really catch up with me. Yeah, I'm not feeling like I'm all there. But I did have a delicious dinner. It was basically the same as previously, but I added a lot more veg, so I'm feeling like that was good and healthy. Some broccoli, some asparagus. It was very, very nice. I did read a little bit of this before. I did a little bit last night and a little bit more this morning, or a little bit just before I went to work. I did a little bit anyway, so I just finished it off. Yeah, and did we get much more? We got Wounded because of what happens in the village. Bite?
Maybe, because there's a little bit... would you count what happens with would you count what happens like here just before the kid shows up? There's a little bit of like action here, but I don't think it's an actual bite. It's more like Cavo. Cavo is in sleep mode, but he is attracted to Liam in this sleep mode. I don't think he does bite him. I don't think he does. So no bites. Missing? Oh, right at the end. Right at the end, I would say this there is a missing here. So I'm gonna, what are we? Number 8? Number 8. Cult, no. Brains, no. Sewer, no. Cursed, broken glass. I thought there would be, but there wasn't. UFO, no. Cauldron, no. Mask. Was there a mask? I'm wondering if there was a mask in the other one as well, actually. With them kind of all... I didn't even think about that. I don't think so, actually. Worms, still no worms. Damn it. Broomstick, no. Costume, no. Wounded, yes. Axe, no, not another one. Guts, no, and I don't think I'm going to get it. Mushrooms, I'm on the lookout. This is the one that I'm mostly looking for. No. Midnight, like lots of nighttime, but not specifically midnight. No vomit, no black mold, hospital, police, and TV static. I'm not going to get TV static in this, but... I mean... I'm so close to getting at least one bingo. How can I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 squares and not a single bingo. I need a sewer. I need a cult. I need worms. I need mushrooms. Yeah, like those are the things I need. I need something to be able to finally get a bingo. I want to get a bingo with Monster and the Beast because obviously we're in a really precarious position. Where are we? On the board. There we go. We're on this one. We can't go anywhere else without actually, you know, crashing. So anyway, I have a lovely sweet treat that I bought before I went to work today, and I was going to eat it while at work, but then I worked really hard and I didn't get a chance to. This is what happens. Sometimes I just get really like overwhelmed while I'm at work, have to do stuff, and then I don't get to eat it. So I have a sweet treat to eat, and I'm gonna have a hot drink and start volume 3. But before that, I will go through it. I don't want to... I mean, if you've not read this, what are you doing? Go read it. I say that having not read volume 4, but I have read volumes 1, 2, and 3 in a reading vlog. I will link that. Go and watch it if you want to. I probably spoil quite a lot of things in it. But yes, we do have, here if you want to pause, this is what's going on. We do have more adventures of the adventures of Cavo and Liam. And they do get away from their pursuers, but then they meet the boy and they have to go and do a little rescuing mission. That was fun. And then, oh, what was that? I'm looking for a cauldron. Was that a cauldron? They do have to decide where they're going to go. And Liam, because he's being pursued. Any of those cauldrons? No, I don't see a cauldron. He's being pursued, so they need to kind of get away, and they decide to go to another continent and get on a big ship. But at the end of this, they are unfortunately separated. But there were some really cute moments right at the end. They're just super cute, and I love this. This is the image that I drew, because I also have another Monster and the Beast video, which was one of my, which feels like such a long time ago, and I was going to try and do it this year again, but I obviously run out of time. So disorganized. All my best laid plans. I was going to do another Chibi-Tober, but this is the Chibi-Tober drawing that I did
for the Monster and the Beast one. And that was so much fun, and I'd love to go back and do some more chibi drawings. I just love chibi so much, and they're so cute. Look at him, he's so cute, and they are so sweet together. And I love how at the end of this volume, when they're in the inn, he puts him to bed, and then he gives him a little kiss on the forehead, and he's just he's so sweet. He's such a sweet demon, such a sweet monster. And yeah, they're really happy and cute together, which I really liked. And so yes, volume 2 done. I'm gonna go have my sweet treat, and I'm actually feeling a little bit more awake now. But that's probably because my sleep cycle's out of whack. But yeah, I'm gonna have a sweet treat, cup of tea, or maybe a chai latte, and make a start on volume 3, and we'll see how far I get. This is not gonna go up on Halloween. We'll be lucky if it comes out sometime in November. Just from the way that I'm so exhausted, and then I'm gonna have to edit it. There's other things coming. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, sweet treat. So I picked up one of these little packs of Halloweeny donuts, and I've got a peach tea here to have. I am again going off to work. It's a bit like I'm really tired now. I've still got a few more days to go, but it is Halloween, and it does mean that I probably miss out on having any geysers coming around. Well, any trick-or-treaters, because I will be at work until late, and then head back home, and they'll probably all have gone. But I have put a wee pumpkin out, although it's looking a little worse for wear now. And I've got a little visitor. I don't know if you can see. She's so funny. This is Poppy again. But yeah, I can't let her in. I did have Felix actually get in the house. What was it, last night or the night before? It wasn't last night. He tried to last night. Had to take evasive action. So yeah, again, it's just that time that they're trying to get inside at like 10 at night, and I'm like, no, you don't live here. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this and this warm drink before I head to work. I might have to put waterproofs on. I don't know, because it isn't the best weather just now. So we shall see how I get on today, and if I'm going to get any more reading done. So it is quite late at night, and I am reading Monster and the Beast, Volume 3. We're carrying on with Liam and Cavill's journey. They had a little bit of a spicy night. Not full spicy, just a little spicy, which is more than enough to get Cavill all hot and bothered. So he's kind of run off to hide his embarrassment and to gather some foods. So he's doing a bit of fruit gathering. And then what do we have here? A little mushroom patch. That's mushroom, right? I think that's mushrooms. They look like mushrooms to me. So I found mushrooms. And this is I have to go. What is it? 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this 9? Because we had wounded again, I think, and vomit again. I think this is volume 9. The 9th volume I've read. So yeah, I am happy to put number 9 down here. So I think we should. Am I going to be able to do this? 9. I feel like my free space should just be circled because it's a free space, which means I have finally managed to get a bingo. Yes. If
if I can find a Midnight and Guts, that would be great. I did find nighttime stuff, but it's after dark, they said, not midnight. So yeah, brains, cursed, free, mushrooms, and vomit. If I can find guts as well, that would be another one. Or worms, that would be another one. So, see, when you finally get a bingo, you're so close to getting other bingos. So I'm just very, very happy that I managed to finally get a bingo with this. But I'm gonna just try and see if I can read a bit more. I think it's like 1 a.m. or something. So yeah, and I am very tired, but also I can't seem to sleep. So we'll see if I get more read tonight. I am, excuse me, yawning quite a lot. Ooh. And yeah, I'm feeling really tired. So, but I persevered till I could get a bingo. So yay! But yeah, I'll probably talk in the morning. But I'm happy about those little mushrooms. And is this the cutest little giant demon? He's so sweet. So yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. Good morning. I am actually just about to go to work. It's actually, what's it today? Saturday. So I have early morning work rather than so yeah, I did get this volume finished. I just wanted to show you a couple pages later. It was very clearly little mushrooms. So I feel vindicated in my choice. I also, well, the reason why he's dropped all the food on the floor is because he saw himself in the river and he was like, I'm so ugly. Why do you like me? And then they get it on and it's super cute and also a little spicy, but mostly just cute. And then you get a bit of backstory about Liam and what's been going on, but there's still lots of mystery as to what is the background of Liam, which is really interesting, and you kind of get a brief little moment. But there was a moment here when I have to find it. Was it here? So he's in the throes of passion and must have passed out, and then has a bad dream. So I'm going to put that down as nightmare as well, because it's a bad dream, and you can tell it's a dream because it's dark. And then when he wakes up, he talks about how that was a very old dream, but obviously he's not going to call it nightmare. If he'd said it was a nightmare, I would 100% be doing it, but I still think that it's not exactly the most pleasant of memories. So we're going to say it's a nightmare. Which would bring me even closer, but not quite, to another bingo. Anyway, I did manage to finish this. There is more. I just love it. He's so cute. Look at this wee cute face. He's just the sweetest. So yeah, I have now managed to reread all of those and get a bingo. I knew I would, but I still need to read volume 4. So yeah, I am behind. But I'm going to take this into this weekend anyway, and I'm sure Bazaar won't mind for Manga Freakathon. Because the whole point is to read this one volume, because this is the volume that was on the shelf. So on my TBR shelf, this is the only one I have not read. I've had it for a while. I don't think it came out when it said it was going to come out. So on the back here, they have like the adverts, but they also have this this like advert for volume 4. As you can see, this is not the cover that we ended up getting. And it did say coming 2021, but I do remember being like, are we going to get it? So I don't know if it came out really late in 2021. I'll have to check the date when I open it and take the plastic off. But yeah, I'm not sure if it did come out in 2021 or if it was later, and that's why. Because that feels like a long time for me to not have read this. But I also know it's been a long time that I have not read.
but I do want to. So yeah, I'm gonna go to work because I have to finish my coffee now. And when I come back, hopefully I'll give this a start. So yeah, I'll probably finish this tomorrow. We shall see. It's later than I wanted it to be, but then we didn't crash. We didn't crash. I'm pretty sure we're going to crash now. I mean, there's hardly anywhere to go. 1, 4, or 7, and we shall see where I end up. But yeah, probably in the crash zone. So yeah, I will check in later when I've read a little bit more. Hopefully I'll be enjoying it. So it is the next day. I do have a lovely, how it goes, it's like a lemon meringue donut. It looks really cute. And a cheese scone, which I'm really looking forward to eating, and a cup of coffee before I go. I have opened this. I have started this, but I've not got too far into it yet. So I still don't really have too much to say about it other than they're just super cute and I love them. Except I did notice, obviously from the previous clip, I was looking at them. June 2023 is when it was actually published. So yeah, we did have to wait a while, and I felt like that was the case because I was like, I've been sitting on this volume that long and not read it. That feels odd to me. But even in the case that I've been waiting 2 years, 2 years. I don't know when I actually bought this because I don't think I bought it when it came out in the June, but I'm wondering when I did. But yeah, this is something I'm enjoying, and I'm going to enjoy this. I am going to probably have to go to work soon, so we'll see if I can get this done. It's quite a thick one, so we'll have to see how much. I'm going to try and see if I can get it all done. Yesterday I didn't really get it. I got a bit waylaid with cleaning the house and things like that. So yeah, I am going to see how much I can get done of this. And I feel like this will be the last volume that I read for this video. We're probably going to crash. I keep saying that. But yeah, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. Doesn't it look cute? It looks cute. We are back here again with my stack. It is bigger. This is, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the 10th volume. I did find in this volume what I would consider to be a cauldron. They end up going to a snowy place, and then Liam gets in the bath. And in the bath, at the inn, they have this pot with hot water over an open fire, and I think that should count as a cauldron. I'm trying to say, well, a cauldron by any other name is a pot with hot things in it over an open fire. So surely we should count that as a cauldron. The other thing is that might be in here in terms of my Manga Freakathon bingo board is the idea of a cult. Now I did think maybe that's where it was going, and I still am not really sure about it. So I put a question mark. It would mean that I would get 2 bingos, but I'm not 100% convinced that I could call it a cult because I'm not entirely sure what constitutes a cult. Usually there's like a figurehead, and I guess there is a figurehead, but also there's like a set of beliefs, and I guess there's kind of a set of beliefs, and then there's abuse that is perpetuated by members. And that's definitely the case. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I would call the sort of social and institutional gathering of people with a hierarchy and a very destructive sense of but yeah, usually cults are like godlike figures that they're supposed to be, I don't know, like worshipping in some way, and that's not entirely what it is. So I feel like it's not really a cult, which would mean that for volume 10 I got cauldron and like probably wounded as well. I think wounded is like the most obvious one. So yeah, what happens in volume 10 anyway? Well, it starts off just by them being like super cute, and they end up in a place that's with flowers, and the people who are chasing Liam decide that they'll use a different tactic and actually just ask him about his past rather than trying to capture him. And so we do get a lot of telling, not showing, but in the sense of a manga, they still show, which is quite good, which is a good way of having that. It's not like and you're living it with him, which is, I think, good, because I feel like the trigger warnings are maybe something that needs to be mentioned. That's the other thing as well. Like with Monster and the Beast, when it was being published, everyone was talking about it. And then before this was released, everyone was talking about it and saying how excited they were and how much they wanted to read the story and have the final. And then once the final volume came out, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it. And so I was a little bit concerned that maybe I wouldn't like it because it wasn't really hyped in the same way that the rest of the series was. And I can kind of see why. It's the kind of thing that you don't really necessarily want to talk about, because one, you don't want to spoil it for people, but also two, it's not something that, like, it's an odd one. Like, I know I need to talk about this volume, but I don't really want to talk about the volume. What all to say is, you get Liam's past. You also get to find out a little bit more about Cavo. And the knowledge of that means that the two of them are probably going to be happily ever after endgame. And the way that they interact with each other just becomes more and more lovely. And this, with all of the flowers, makes a lot of sense as a final cover. So yeah, I really did enjoy it. It was nice. It's a lot of it is just the two of them being super lovey-dovey. And also obviously finding out a lot more about Liam and what happened to him, which wasn't very nice. And I feel like he's 100% deserved of whatever he has done. And I feel like the pursuers also felt that. And so they were like, okay, cool, thanks. Now we know. Thank you for that information. And I feel like that was what was needed. But it did feel not rushed, not at all rushed, because it did deal with it. But it just felt like, oh, was that how we're going to deal with this? So slightly anticlimactic in a way, but also I would just warn people going in that this might be, I mean, there were lots of hints in the first 3 volumes about what might have happened, especially because I did say that was a nightmare. Even if he's not going to consider it a nightmare, I would consider it a nightmare. And even in the telling and the retelling of his story, I'm not sure if he would consider it a nightmare. He would just be like, oh, a dream of the past. And I'm like, dude, anyone else would consider that a nightmare. So, you know, like, yeah. not the most pleasant of reading for a lot of this volume, but the rest of it is super lovey-dovey and super cute. And I still can't get over the size difference. Oh man, yowie. With the size difference and one of them being a monster, one of them being a beast. And I do like that. I like how it kind of came full circle, and it was nice. So yeah, I can put this on here. And that means I've got 10 volumes read for this vlog that took a lot longer. The last 4 volumes took longer because I had so much work on. And I can say that I did get a bingo. That was the main thing. So I didn't complete a blackout, which I didn't think I would because UFO is kind of hard to get. But the one that I was after was like a sewer. That would have been good. Midnight. I'm surprised I didn't get midnight. So yeah, there's a few that I did not manage to get, but I feel like I did okay. So thank you to Bizarre for hosting. Once again, we were
chatting about it in one of the lives, and it was, I don't know, like I did my first Manga Freakathon wrap up in 2019, so it's been a long time hosting the same readathon, so that's pretty good. So congratulations and thanks. It's always good to take part. I did spill out into November, but I don't mind. I'm sure you won't either. And I won't leave you in suspense any longer as if this is going on. I did already check, and I did already pick my number from 8, and we got 8 and we got 18. So I have now crashed. And I'm okay with that. Because it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shelves is pretty good out of 18. I'm not gonna lie, after I pulled the 8th one, just for fun, I also was like, oh, wonder if I pressed the button now, what would I get next? And expecting me to crash, because I was still filming it, and it gave me 1. I was like, no, but then I still had to read all of these, and every time that I've been doing the pick a number, I've been doing it after I've finished reading the volume, and that's what in my head, that's what it was going to be. So I was being sneaky and seeing what I would get, thinking, oh, I'm going to crash, but I got volume 1, and then I was like, oh my god, it would just keep on going. So I pressed it again and I got volume 2, and I was like, oh my god, come on, I need to crash. And then I pressed it again and I got volume 6, and I was like, now I've got the ghost. This is never gonna end. So yeah, I did. This was when I was on this one, so I still had these 4 volumes to read, so it didn't count. It was just me having some fun. But yeah, it could have been an even longer vlog. But I'm happy for us to crash at number 18 and for this vlog to be over, because it's probably really long, which is why I'm going to happily stop here and have my cup of coffee and edit the video and go on with my day. But I also want to say thanks to Gavin, because this is really fun. This is a really fun way of reading my TBR. I don't know when I would have read From Up Above. I knew I wanted to read this in October, so I'm really happy that I was able to, because it had vampire in it. I was like, that's a great, spooky read for the time, and if I get around to it on that, it will be great. And it also, I think, would count for, lots of readathons and stuff. So, and then this one, I Can't Stop Loving You. When would I have read this 2-volume series? It's a Kitty Media. I've had it forever. And then, of course, we've got Tengu Jin, which is one I actually just picked up, but there was no reason to read it. So it would have just stayed on my TBR, just like these guys. These newer ones I want to read more than I want to read my old stuff. So this has been really good. And I'm really glad that I finally managed to read Monster and the Beast. It was one that I always wanted to read as well, the final volume. So I have, even though these are rereads, I have at least got this 1 volume off my TBR. So I have managed to get quite a few volumes off the TBR and read some incredibly old titles that I wouldn't necessarily gravitate towards. So this has actually been really good fun, and I definitely would love to do this again. I might need to try it the next time I'm doing something that involves any and all of my TBR, which I think would be a fun one. But yeah, thanks so much, Gavin, for inspiring, i.e. I stole this idea off Gavin. It's been fun watching all of his vlogs of Halloween as well. So go and check out down in the description. So go and subscribe to them as well. So yeah, thanks so much for watching to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really good fun. I enjoyed reading some of these titles a lot more than I thought I would. It's a shame it took me so long. Work, damn it. But yeah, I'm happy to do this again for sure. And I'm glad that I was able to do some of the Manga Freakathon, even though it took me a long time to finally get a bingo. So take care, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.